Hello, vaqueros. Welcome to the Holy Hour. It is your DJ Saint. Man, I can't express how excited I am. Yeah, I am very, very nervous right now because it's the first time that I ever do a show. And for those of you who don't know me, I am a theater major and I'm actually an actor. So, you would expect that someone that goes on the stage full of 100 people will, not be nervous and things like that. But here I am. Uh, kind of just want to talk a little bit about my what I want to do with this show, and I'm looking forward to everything in this semester. I hope everyone has a great semester. I hope everyone is doing good in their classes. I know it's like the second week already. And man, with the first week, I was already stressed with all my assignments and everything. But uh, we gotta make sure we start with a really strong start. So I'm gonna go ahead and just talk a little bit about my show. So I plan on playing all kinds of music. So if you like a specific genre, I know a lot of people sometimes they just listen to like K-pop or they listen to rap or things like that. I love all genres actually, and as a matter of fact, when I did my Spotify Unwrapped, I was really surprised that I had like my top five genres were like just very, very, very different genres. And I used to listen to a lot of rap actually, and I'd listen to Kendrick Lamar.
What's your favorite artist?
My favorite artist?
Yes.
Sheesh, that's a tough one. My favorite rap artist, I would say, has to be hands down Kendrick Lamar. I know everyone will have like a different opinion about that, and I feel like there's a bunch of other great names like J. Cole, Eminem, obviously, since he was the one that basically not started it, right? But like we grew up with Eminem, or at least me personally, right? Of course, Tupac was like the very first one. Him and Biggie, they both were the ones that basically wrote the rap Bible, and so everyone is influenced by them. So
West
yeah.
Coast, baby.
So yeah, I'll be playing a lot of artists and a lot of genres. I love K-pop, and that's actually surprising because when I checked out my Spotify Unwrapped, I was not expecting that my number one genre would be K-pop because I used to listen to a lot of rap, and so yeah. But I know there's a bunch of other genres like lo-fi and just like a bunch of other things. I will say that the only thing I don't listen to is country. But the only country I listen to, well, technically it's not really country. Lil Nas X. That's the only country. Old Town Road. But so yeah. I look forward again to all the shows I have planned out for this semester, and I'm gonna be inviting some guests on here, some of my friends. I kind of want to do like every week. Well, I'll have like a specific artist that we talk about. So depending on who I invite on the show. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a quick music break, and catch y'all in a bit.
Hey vaqueros, I'm DJ Random,
I'm DJ JR.
And I'm DJ Question Mark.
and you're listening to the Random Hour. Hour, any day. Next to Motivation Madness, The Office Hours, and more shows. All year, only on Vaquero Radio, the Valley Student Station.
Are you interested in getting your own show? If so, come join us by simply filling out a DJ application on utrgvradio.com or scan one of our codes on our posters around campus.
And be part of the Vaquero Radio family.
Hello, welcome back, everyone. That was "Take My Breath" by The Weeknd. Man, Dawn FM. I want to know everyone's opinion about that. Because I feel I really like Dawn FM actually. I feel like it was a little bit of blend between Starboy and After Hours. In a way, I feel like it was more towards After Hours because I mean, and that was the most recent album before Dawn FM, which makes sense, right? But I really like how he kind of incorporated Starboy a little bit into it. And if I had to choose a favorite album of his, I would say it would be Starboy. Arguably Starboy. I feel like in a way After Hours was a little bit more personal to him because he talked about a lot of personal things, especially, I don't know if y'all are familiar with his music, or all of his music, I should say, because of course he's like a popular artist, right? But the song Snow Child, that song is just like very, very personal, and he talks about very, very deep and not depressing things, but I don't know. I would say it's the most personal song and the most kind of like, like how do I say it? It's the song where he gets the most personal from what I've heard of his, because normally you'll hear Blinding Lights, or you'll hear Starboy, right, or I Can't Feel My Face, and a lot of songs, right? But those songs are usually just like, it's just like a kind of like a bop, you just hear it and it's just like, you just hear it. For example, Take My Breath, that's another great song of his. And so, yeah. Also, I feel like his halftime show in the Super Bowl was, I mean, I am a fan, right? But I kind of feel like in a way, it was a little bit. I was kind of expecting a little bit more.
I know, right?
Yeah, because I don't know. You'd think like, oh, it's the Super Bowl show, it's the halftime show. We've seen multiple artists, great artists. Prince. I'm sorry.
Katy Perry. Was that?
Katy Perry, yeah.
Michael
Jackson, like a bunch of big, well-known artists that are very, very popular around the world. You've seen them take their performances and make something out of it, like something really, really big that it can only literally be seen at the Super Bowl. Yes, they have their tour and everything, but to a certain point, it's like it's just the tour. It's not like the Super Bowl performance, right? And so I feel like to a certain point, I feel like his halftime performance was a little bit kind of, I wouldn't say sucky, but it was just, I kind of expected more out of it. And I heard he even like put money into the performance as well, which was kind of like surprising. Not in a bad way, right? But but I'm still a fan, and I still appreciate his music, and I just kind of wish the performance was a little bit better. But yeah. So gonna go ahead and take another music break and be right back.
What's up, y'all? This is DJ Trin, host of the show Never Gets Old on Vaquero Radio. On my show, I'll be playing any and all types of music, rock, pop, country, and more. Be sure to tune in every Tuesday from 12 to 1 p.m. only on Vaquero Radio, the Valley's student station.
Welcome back to the Holy Hour. It's your boy, DJ Saint. I'm gonna give a little prayer really quick. No, I'm joking. So yeah, I was here in the studio, and my friend Jan actually did a little research, because before the music break, we were talking about the weekend and the Super Bowl, and so we found out that he actually spent, what was it, $7 million? $7 million, and he only got paid $1 million, which is really insane. Like, you don't even make a profit off of that. But I mean, that I guess in a way that just shows how much he cares and how passionate he is about his music, which again, I really appreciate, and I appreciate his music and I appreciate everything he does. I know for a fact that like when the whole things with the Black Lives Matter was happening, he donated like a good portion of money to a charity. And so, nowadays a lot of artists don't do things like that, right? So, but yeah, on a different topic here, when I was looking through the music library that they have here, I was thinking of I was looking for the song that we just played, "All for Us," which is the main song. Well, not the main song, but it's, well, technically, yeah, it kind of is like the main title song for Euphoria. Because I really love that song. And before, I wasn't really familiar with Labyrinth's work. Like I hadn't heard his other albums or anything like that. And I know the second season just barely came out, and I'm not quite too sure if he produced the soundtrack for the second season, but he did produce the soundtrack for the first season. And if y'all haven't heard the soundtrack for the first season, I mean, first I would say watch the show. That way you can experience the music for the first time while watching the show, because I feel like it's a different experience. Whereas if you first hear the soundtrack and then watch the show, I feel like it'll be a different experience. Because when I first heard the soundtrack, it was while I was watching the show. And so, anyways, the music for the whole series, well, for the first season, is really, really, really good. And I feel like he doesn't really get that much attention in a way. But then again, it's like, I don't know, because I barely, I mean, maybe he does, but I barely found out about him, and I had no clue who he was before. So yeah, and overall, it's just a really, really good show. I am, like mentioned earlier, I'm an actor, and I like to make films and things like that. And so from a creative, I'm sorry?
What is it about?
It's about like, it talks about like a variety of things. I don't want to get too much into it because it's like, I don't want to spoil it for you. I kind of want you to get into it, right? Like with no knowledge of it, because that's how I got into it. But basically it's about like these high schoolers, which is kind of crazy because the problems that they go through is like very insane. You wouldn't think that a high schooler goes through that, which is still kind of weird. But I mean, yeah, like the main character, she has a drug addiction. And so it's just like, she's like relapsing, and then she's like trying not to relapse. And also it's like a love story. So it's like a bunch of things, and there's a bunch of side stories going on the side as well. And, of course they all come into one, right? But it's a really, 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 really great show. And the second season just barely came out. I think it was earlier this month, which I still have yet to see, right? I've been like trying to avoid all social media, because the moment I click on someone's story, I see like a little spoiler, and I'm like, kind of how it was for Spider-Man No Way Home. Everyone was like, oh, these people come out, and like so on and so forth. And I was like, nah, I don't believe that. I'm going to wait till it comes out to see if it is true, right? Which then again, I don't know if it is. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to confirm anything. But, your time is kind of running out a little bit, because I feel like if you haven't seen something to a certain point, after months that it came out, I feel like eventually someone's about to like just say it and like end up spoiling it for you. So if you haven't seen Spider-Man No Way Home, you should probably watch it. So yeah, gonna go ahead and take another music break, and we'll be right back. Hello, welcome back to the Holy Hour. It is currently 4:41 p.m. I hope everyone is having a great afternoon. We have about 19 minutes left. I think I did my math right. Left on this show. So yeah, I just really quick wanted to thank everyone for tuning in, for taking the time to hear me. I really, 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 really do appreciate it. And yeah, so last song playing was All the Stars by Kendrick Lamar and SZA. I don't know how you say SZA. SCA. And that song was the main title song for Black Panther. Black Panther was actually, okay, talking about Black Panther, that movie was very, very good. It was like, I feel like it is one of the few Marvel films that made a really big impact, especially because before, right, we never had any Marvel film with backgrounds. It was always like we would never really get into culture. I know, like with Pixar, for example, like we have Encanto, right, which is about, if I'm not mistaken, it's Colombian. The background is from Colombian, and that's what it's about. Well, no, that's not what it's about, but and Coco, it's like with Hispanics and it's like, yeah. And so I love when the industry, the movie industry, does those things, because it really helps represent our culture and things of that sort. And so Black Panther was probably the first Marvel film that did that. And of course, because that was the case, it was one of the best selling box office films that Marvel had ever done before. Now it's like, now there's, of course, with the new Spider-Man movie that probably broke that record, but everything before that came out before Black Panther, none of it had such a big box office hit as Black Panther did. And so, yeah, and I actually, one of the years before COVID happened, before everything went downhill, the costume designer from that movie, Ruth Carter, she came to do I forgot what they call them, the distinguished speakers. I know the UTRGV has like a series, and they. Oh really? Yeah, they usually invite like big name people, like celebrities, and. Quinones was here, but he knew that artist was here. Ruth Carter. Yeah. Yeah, she came. I think it was 2019. It was like the semester that everything kind of went online. If it wasn't that spring, it was for sure the fall semester. But I remember, like, I was super duper nervous to meet her, because it was like, I was a huge fan. I am a huge fan of Black Panther, right? I feel like it's definitely in my top 5 MCU films because of everything. Like, it's just very artistic, the costumes and whatnot. The music, which Kendrick Lamar produced, and this Super Bowl he's performing in, right? So it's like, oh my God, Kendrick Lamar. So, everyone in that movie, the cinematography was good, the costumes were good, the music was good. Everything about that film was amazing. I forgot where I was going with, but. Oh yeah. So I was really nervous when I got to meet her, and it was just definitely an experience that I'll always remember, because it was just like, a lot of people, they're like, oh, we're in the Valley, no one really knows us and things like that. But the moment someone like big comes here to visit, it's just like, hey, they do care. They do know that we're here and things like that. So, and I also really appreciate UTRGV for doing that for us, because it's especially in the arts. I feel like the arts here in the Valley it's not as big as it should be. Like, I feel like we don't have that many opportunities. We don't really, when is the time that they're doing like a big film here and stuff like that? It's not usually always happening. So yeah, I really, really do appreciate UTRGV for bringing people. And so, yeah, there's 14 minutes left. We're going to go ahead and take another music break, and I'll catch you all in a bit.
Hey y'all, this is DJ Santana, host of Moonlit Vibes. Every week, I come to you with the help of my tarot cards to answer your questions. Do you want to know if your partner's cheating on you? Do you want to know what the spirit of your great aunt Lupita really thinks about you? I answer all these questions and more, only on Vaquero Radio, Thursdays at 3.
All right, y'all. Unfortunately, our time is up here. No. I just wanted to, before I sign out, I just really quick wanted to thank everyone for tuning in. It's my first show. Started off rocky, right? But hey, we got through it. And it's only going to get better, I can promise that. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in. I really, really do appreciate it. Don't forget to tune in every Monday from 4 to 5 on the Vaquero Radio Valley Student Station. Woo! All right, y'all. Hope you all have a good afternoon and enjoy the rest of your week. And I'll catch you all next Monday again from 4 to 5. It's the Holy Hour. DJ Saint signing out. Thank you.